Man, let's talk about something sick and something that probably terrifies everyone on this planet. And that topic is death. And why is this shit so feared, man? Death is literally the one thing that is guaranteed to every single being on this earth. Whether it be a human, an animal, a fucking tree, a house, like anything you can conceptualize on this earth eventually will decay, be destroyed, and die. Now, this sounds morbid, this sounds very pessimistic, but it is unfortunately the truth, the reality of every single being in existence. So, why do we fear such a topic? Why do we fear such a notion? And it's funny because this is something that I find myself revisiting often, because when I was younger, it seems as though this pure state of like innocence and just youthfulness, you don't really think about this topic because you just, it's just a part of life. I don't even think kids even dwell on that shit. They probably know it. I don't know if they overthink it. I don't know. But when I was young, I didn't even think about this shit, bro. And growing up to a certain period of my life, I was just living life very joyful and happy. And I knew, okay, if I die, I die. And so there was no sense of fear. There was just a sense of full presence. There was a sense of just enjoyment. Now, the second that I learn and grow older and learn about all the fucking evil of this world and all the different ways you can die and blah, 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 all this different bullshit, right? Knowledge sometimes can be a hindrance. And so now there's that aspect of fear. I'm like, fuck, bro. Yo, I can die tomorrow. But this is something that I think is so important to talk about because, I don't know, I feel like this pushes you to expand the way you think. So for a very long time, when I started to discover different topics like spiritual knowledge, different beings, or I won't go too much in depth, but I started to have a fear of things because they were beyond my comprehension. But that's when I realized, wait, this shit is no different than the topic of death. You really don't know what's gonna happen when you die. You literally don't know. You just know we're gonna die. So this is why we fear it. And so this comes back to the stem. The root cause of the issue is not actually death or all these topics you may learn of that people are afraid of, right? But it's more the unknown that we fear. So when there's shit that we don't know about, shit that we cannot predict, we cannot control, we have fear. And that's, I feel like, such a human thing about us, right? We want to control. We want to be in control of ourselves, be in control of everything around us. But the truth is we have fucking zero control, bro. Zero control. And when you understand this, when you accept this, when you come to terms with this, I feel like life is much simpler. And so, as mentioned before, when I started to discover different things, I started to have a bit more fear because now I understood that I had no control over anything. And it's terrifying. Imagine going down the street with your friends or going for a drive and a car could just fucking smush you or you fall to an illness. Like, these are just such trivial examples, but it's just to explain that you don't know when death can come upon you. You don't know when even a blessing can come upon you. So this works hand in hand because as there can be unpredictable bad, there could be unpredictable good, but it's our predisposition, or rather our perspective to how we see things, that allows us to appreciate life. So if you are only focusing on the unpredictabilities that are bad, that will fuck you up because now you're like, shit, what if this happens? What if that happens? And it's always a negative what if. But now, why can't we apply this in a positive light? What if I make $1 million? What if, I don't know, I get blessed? What if I meet the love of my life? What if, just positive things. So unpredictability doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing because it works in your favor when you learn to surrender to it. And when you understand this principle, it's a very philosophical, stoic principle that the only thing you have control over in this universe is yourself. You can control your actions, you can control your mind, you can control what you say, you control how you think. That's about it. But you have zero fucking control of anything out in the universe. Zero. This is something to think about. It really is, because it teaches you, yes, there's things beyond your control that can go wrong. And you also have the good. Things can always work out for you. And so surrendering to this flow, not by, just being aimless or drifting upon life. That's not what I mean. But by having full control of your behavior, full control of your thoughts, and working, let's say, towards an objective or a goal, but understanding that you cannot control the circumstances that determine how you get to that goal. That is going with the flow. Because let's say your dream is to be, let me think an example. Let's say your dream is to be a lawyer, and you don't just want to be a regular lawyer. Let's say you want to be the best criminal defense lawyer, and you want to make your own practice, you want to earn $1 million a year. So this is something that is very fixed, focused, and controlled, that you can attain by controlling your actions. So how do you control this? You, let's say, study law all the time. You make sure you have good grades, you go to the best school, blah, blah, blah. But you cannot control external factors if, let's say, you don't get accepted to school, if you're not good enough. Like, shit happens, or the school is full, or there's so many ors, right? So many things. But all you can do is adjust and pivot, because bad shit can happen at any given moment, beyond your fucking control. Like, someone could hit you and say, yo, the school's full, what are you gonna do now? Your plan went to shit. Fuck, I couldn't get it to, let's say, Harvard. Now what do? You can cry and complain because things did not go your way, or you can pivot and adjust your behavior, your actions, and your way of thinking to continue to move forward and go with the flow. That is what it means to both surrender control, but to still be in control of yourself. That's some shit I learned, right? You have control of yourself, but you don't have control of the external circumstance. But each time that some shit happens beyond your control, each time that some shit happens that is unpredictable, you just need to pivot. You just need to adapt and go with the flow. Because at times, as I keep fucking repeating, and again, the purpose of me being repetitive is to ingrain the notion in your mind that at times shit can go completely south and not go the way you predict it to be. But you just have to learn to adapt. You have to learn to figure shit out as you go. You cannot be rigid. You cannot be, you cannot be overly fixated in your ways and hard-headed. Only want shit to go in your favor. Only want things to happen how you want it. That's not how life goes. So always be malleable. Always be like clay, bro. Adaptable. Because some shit will work in your favor, some shit will not. It's that simple. Now, going back to this topic of death, it's the same concept, because we have no control. So living with this fear of either dying or not getting accepted to this school or getting bad grades or XYZ example, at the end of the day, we do not know when may happen. This is the whole purpose of surrendering control. You accept the absolute worst possibility is a reality. Now, you know that this is a reality, you know that this is a possibility, but you do not focus on it. You focus on the highest probability and work towards it. Work towards it. And accept whatever may happen, may happen. If the bad happens, it happens, but you're going to keep going forward. You're going to keep moving forward. Because if you have this fluffy little imagination where you think everything is sunshine and rainbows, you're going to be fucked up. Because not everything goes as planned, as I keep repeating, bro. So if you fuck up in life, if you make mistakes, if you have setbacks, you have failures, again, accept that shit as a part of the game, bro. It's a part of the game. This is why you need to accept it before you participate. Knowing that if you're gonna go ahead on a journey, it's not straight. It's gonna go up, it's gonna go down. And throughout this process, you understand that. You accept it, right? It's like a game. You know that in the game, you can get hurt, you can die, you can have all these trials and tribulations, but the goal is not to focus on the bad, it's to get the fucking objective. So, apply this principle to your life. Accept all the bad shit, accept all the fucked up stuff, and understand it's just a price that you need to pay to get your dream, to get your goal, and learn to roll with the punches, learn to go with the flow, to accept everything, man. I hope this repetition is getting into your brain, because there's no such thing as good nor bad. All that there is that happens to you is for your own benefit. Everything. It may be beyond your comprehension. It may be beyond even your willingness to accept it, but everything. If it's bad, if it's good, it's here to teach you some shit. It's here to either help you grow in a certain way. It's here to maybe put you in a different position to meet different people. You understand? When you start thinking in this manner, you understand that that's just life, and you go with the flow of life. This is the flow of nature, the flow of the universe. Everything is a part of the flow, bro. Like everything, good, bad, yin and yang. It's all balance, equilibrium. So take everything as it comes and keep moving forward, bro. And enjoy it. Enjoy the bad shit. Enjoy the good shit. And just keep moving forward. As long as you don't give up, as long as you don't stop, you have not failed. That's it, bro. Life is really what you make of it. So if you sit here and stop, and you're like, fuck, bro, there's so much hardship, fuck, all this bad stuff is happening, my life sucks. You can stop right then and there. But, like, nothing will change if you stop. You can accept that reality and keep moving forward, and damn, maybe more shit will happen, or maybe good will happen, but you cannot stop. You have to keep moving forward, and that is life. Go with the flow. You get me? Go with the flow, bro. Another analogy I'll give for you fuckers, so I can drill into your brain. Okay, as I mentioned before, that life is just go with the flow, right? How I like to depict our mind, our soul, it's like a ship, or even a car if you want. I prefer the ship analogy. Okay, your mind is the controller, is the guide that is at the helm of a ship. You know, at the helm you have a steering wheel, right? So the boat is your physical body. Your mind controls where your physical body goes. So if you have a destination pre-planned, let's say you're in the boat and you have a map or you have a GPS, right? Now you know exactly where you're going. So if you're, let's say, on a crazy rocky water, could be fucking crazy path, no matter how much you get deviated from the path, let's say you take the wrong turn, you're like, fuck. When your GPS takes a wrong turn, what does it say? Recalculating. It just readjusts and finds a different route to bring you to the same destination. The same applies to your life, to your goals, right? It doesn't matter how many times you get hit by a rock, or you fuck up, make a mistake, or take the wrong turn. You're always going to recalibrate and come back onto the main path and go to your goal, go to your dreams. But if you have no destination planned, if you have no dreams or aspirations, then the second that you crash or get deviated, you're just going to be lost because you don't know where you're going. Therefore, your journey is aimless and pointless. This is why it's so important to always have a fixed destination in mind. Because now, no matter how many times you fail, no matter how many times you're deviated, you're still moving forward. Still moving forward, so the road could get bumpy. You know, you can dodge some rocks, you can get hit by some rocks, you can take the long detour, but at the end of the day, you still come back to the main path, and eventually, hopefully, you make it to your destination, bro. So, I hope that these examples helped you understand what I'm trying to say, is that uncertainty and a lack of control and all these different things are a normal part of life, a normal part of going towards your destination. You simply have to go with the flow and accept that all these possibilities, all these realities are just part of life. But as long as you have a destination in mind, as long as you know where you're going, all this shall be worth it. All of it. So keep going, keep pushing, and have faith. I believe in you, bitch.